David and Elena had always shared a special bond, strengthened by years of hiking through the forest near their home. But nothing had prepared them for what awaited during that ill-fated trip deep into the Carpathian Mountains. The morning had started bright and hopeful. Their small group of hikers had planned a simple day trek, promising Elena that they would reach a clear lake by sunset. But as afternoon approached, the weather shifted rapidly. Dark clouds swallowed the sky, and a fierce storm unleashed torrents of rain and howling wind. Visibility dropped to almost nothing. The trail disappeared beneath mud and fallen leaves, and the familiar trees turned into indistinguishable shadows. In the chaos, David lost sight of the rest of the group. He grabbed Elena's hand tightly, trying to stay calm as he guided her through the thick underbrush. Night came suddenly, colder and more unforgiving than either had expected. With no shelter in sight, David used his jacket to cover Elena and made a small fire from damp twigs, barely able to keep the flames alive. The sounds of the forest shifted from the storm's rage to eerie whispers of unseen creatures. Every crack of a branch sent shivers down their spines. Their supplies were meager, a few energy bars and a bottle of water, soon gone. Hunger gnawed relentlessly, but worse was the fatigue pressing on their muscles and minds. Elena slipped on a wet rock, twisting her ankle badly. David fashioned a splint with broken branches and strips of cloth, but he knew infection was a real threat in the humid forest. Days blurred together. The siblings rationed their food, drank from cold streams, and searched desperately for any sign of their group or a way back to safety. David battled waves of panic, suppressing tears to stay strong for Elena. They spoke little, conserving energy, but when words came, they were often promises. "We'll get out." "We will." Sleep was fleeting and fitful, haunted by dreams of endless forests and shadows closing in. Elena's ankle worsened, slowing their pace, and David struggled to carry her when she could no longer walk. The once playful sister and brother duo now faced their darkest test, survival against nature's indifferent cruelty. Then, on the fifth day, just when hope was nearly extinguished, David heard it, a faint, distant voice. He called out, his voice cracking but determined. Moments later, searchers emerged through the trees, drawn by a rescue team's persistent efforts. The siblings were weak, cold, and covered in scratches and bruises, but alive. Their ordeal would leave scars, both physical and emotional, that time alone could not erase. Yet through it all, their bond had been their lifeline. They had survived not just by strength, but through unwavering hope, fierce love, and the sheer will to live.